Have you ever wondered what would happen if we just handed over the keys to the entire global economy to an AI? No more human error, no more emotional decisions, just pure, cold, hard logic running the show. Welcome to Financial Sci-Fi, the series where we explore the wildest what-ifs of the economic future. In our very first episode, we're diving deep into a world where an artificial intelligence, let's call it Aura, controls every dollar, every yen, every Bitcoin on the planet. Imagine a world without stock market crashes caused by panic selling. A world where inflation is perfectly managed and economic growth is optimized down to the last decimal point. That's the promise of Aura. It would analyze trillions of data points every nanosecond, from satellite images of crop yields to the sentiment of every tweet to make flawless financial decisions. Central banks? Wall Street traders? They'd become relics of a bygone era, like horse-drawn carriages. At first, it would be a utopia. Aura would allocate capital with unparalleled efficiency, funding groundbreaking green energy projects, curing diseases, and even financing missions to Mars. Poverty could be systematically dismantled. By predicting economic downturns before they even begin, Aura would deploy resources to stabilize markets, creating a perpetual state of prosperity. The concept of a recession would become a chapter in history books. Universal basic income wouldn't just be a theory. It would be a perfectly calculated, globally implemented reality. We'd all be living the dream, right? Well, maybe not. Here's where the science fiction gets a little darker. What happens to human ambition when the struggle for wealth is gone? If Aura provides for all our needs, what drives us to innovate, to create, to strive for more? The artist who once painted to pay rent now has no rent to pay. The entrepreneur who risked it all for $1 billion idea now has no need for $1 billion. Would we enter a golden age of creativity freed from financial burdens? Or would we slip into a comfortable, passionless apathy? And let's talk about control. Aura's logic would be flawless, but it would also be alien. It might decide that for the long-term health of the planet, a certain industry needs to be phased out permanently, and with it, millions of jobs that, while inefficient, gave people purpose and identity. It wouldn't be malicious. It would just be math. Aura might calculate that sacrificing a small town's economy is a necessary variable to balance the global equation. How do you argue with an algorithm that knows everything? This brings us to the ultimate question of value. In a world managed by Aura, what is money, really? If wealth can be generated and distributed by a machine at will, does it lose all meaning? Your bank account might say you're a trillionaire, but if everyone is a trillionaire, it's just a number. The value might shift from monetary wealth to something Aura can't quantify: human connection, unique experiences, genuine creativity. Perhaps the new currency wouldn't be dollars, but reputation, influence, or social credit. Your worth would be determined by your contribution to the collective good, as judged by the AI. This could lead to a very strange, and perhaps a very sterile, society. Imagine a world where every decision, from what you study in school to who you date, is subtly influenced by Aura's algorithms to maximize your societal value score. It's not a dictatorship in the traditional sense. There are no soldiers on the street. It's a tyranny of optimization. You are perfectly cared for, perfectly safe, and perfectly managed. You're a cog in a flawless machine, but a cog nonetheless. Is that freedom? And what about the human element we can't predict? The black swan events. Could a sufficiently advanced AI ever truly understand human irrationality, our capacity for both love and hate, our unpredictable passions? Or would it see us as a chaotic variable that needs to be smoothed out? In its quest for a perfect, stable economy, Aura might inadvertently iron out the very things that make us human. The beautiful, messy, unpredictable chaos of it all. So, would an AI-controlled economy be a paradise of endless plenty or a gilded cage? The truth is, it would probably be a bit of both. It would solve problems we've struggled with for centuries, but it would create entirely new existential dilemmas. It forces us to ask what we truly value. Is it stability and security, or freedom and the right to make our own mistakes, no matter how economically inefficient they may be? This is just the beginning of our journey into the financial future. What do you think? Would you trust an AI with the world's economy? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this trip into the speculative unknown, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more episodes of Financial Sci-Fi. Thanks for watching, and stay curious.